Phil, I never said running backs weren't important. What you have been hung up on for almost 2 years is I don't like big money, long-term running back deals.
But they are important. I'm not.
They are important. They are.
We all matter.
We all do matter. We all do matter.
We all have a job to do.
We all have a job to do. Everyone's important in this world.
All right, there you go. Wise words.
But what is the actual dynamic between R.J. Harvey? Is he a 3-down back?
Do you want him to be a 3-down back? Like, are you going to be upset if he starts off as the first and second down running back?
No, I'm not going to be upset. No, because I don't know does he have the physical profile to be a 3-down back?
Well, see that you go ahead and erase that out of your mind.
Really,
Sean does not care if this man blocks. I'm telling you guys right now. I said it before. Christian McCaffrey, you don't put him in that game to block. Alvin Kamara, you don't put him in the game to block. Now, do they have to sometimes? Of course. There were times where I was having to block, and I had a couple easy blitzes come my way, like right down the middle. So Royce and then would get upset and saying, why every time you get in the game, Phil, do you have this easy setup block? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just that good at blocking. But what ends up happening is you have that running back in there because you want to make plays, that you want him to be part of the offense, that you want to get him out in the open field so that he can be explosive and another weapon for Bo Nix. So I'm thinking that they're going to try to get him in as much as possible and put him in situations where maybe they're keeping a tight end in to block longer. Like certain things they can do to help R.J. Harvey out early.
Well, Sean, he sort of said as much after the draft. Remember, it was Cecil's question. He was asking about trust. It was Cecil Lammy asking about.
So Cease got a question, huh?
Cease got a question in, all right, and he did not get berated like he did last year with Lucas Kroll being the best player in the offseason.
Yeah, don't do that again, Cease.
Did you say tight end or you say all the players? You're not close.
He was on one that day.
Legendary. Oh, yes, he was.
He was upset.
Yes, he was. I knew as soon as when he walked in the room. As soon as he walked in the room, I'm sitting there. He was not in the mood. But with Cecil's question was about trust, and Sean's like, I know what you're asking. Is he a 3-down back? He goes, I can just tell you, he's going to be in there on 3rd down. And he's like, once in a while, we would ask, and I forget what back he was referencing. What was it?
It was probably Darren Sproles.
Yes, it was Sproles.
Yeah, Darren Sproles was one.
Blocking someone from the Niners, and I forget who he said, from the old Niners. Like, I might ask him to, hey, once in a while, you're going to have to do this. But Sean's already said he's going to be in there on 3rd down. If that's the case, what is Audric Estime's role? And then
goal line back, short yardage. All right, if Audric Estime can block, which is something that he needs to bring more to his game. If he can block, he'll have more opportunities out there. But Sean's going to go out there with multiple running backs. Jaleel McLaughlin will have a job as well.
Yeah, what's his role? 3rd down?
It would still be 3rd downs. It would be 3rd downs. Jaleel needs to play the slot. If there's one thing, and I've talked to Jaleel about this multiple times, even this year, continue to pester Sean about playing the slot. Like, just until he gives you that opportunity, because you need to do more now. Because if R.J. Harvey is getting more time and he's going to play some of the 3rd down role, then what are you going to be doing? 1, you got to play special teams. And 2, you still have to be a valuable option out of the backfield. Along with, it's a long season and you need multiple running backs as it is. So just buy your time, because at some point you're going to be needed. For R.J. Harvey, it's like, how fast can you pick up the blitzes? Right, because there's different schemes and blitz packages can be hard. And on top of that, it's like, can you catch out of the backfield right away? Are you comfortable doing that when people are defending you? It's different when you're on air when you have a nickel that's jamming you up out of the backfield.
All right, that's storyline number 2. Storyline number 3, in my humble opinion, is the inside linebacker group. All right, Alex Singleton missed the final 15 games last season with a torn ACL. All right. Now, I heard Mike Kliss say that he is, quote, nearly recovered. So he's not, all the way up to speed yet. And then you have Dre Greenlaw.
And he's 31 years old, by the way. Alex Singleton, he's 31 years old. So it's not like he's young.
Right.
So I just know that as a football player, that you're coming back, you're healing, you're hearing about people wanting you to play, you're excited. But you need to make sure that you take your time so that you truly are ready for the regular season. And even though he'll be ready, is he going to be the same Alex Singleton that we need?
Right.
That's kind of what I'm concerned of with Alex Singleton this year, Zach. Right now, it's just like, can you guard? I know you're going to be able to tackle.
Can you cover?
Can you guard? Yeah, guard, can you cover?
Yep.
Because now they're going to single you out. Okay, you're going to be part of the game plan. And can they get you one-on-one with a shifty running back and do these choice routes? That's what they're going to want to do. And can you hold your own? That's what I'm going to be looking for throughout camp with Alex Singleton. Is he healthy enough to cover people?
Well, that's one. And then the other inside linebacker is Dre Greenlaw, who missed nearly all of last year because of that torn Achilles in the Super Bowl the previous season. All right. And then last year when he did come back, he had a strained calf. All right. Now, before he's played a game, and you inherit these injury concerns, he's already strained his quad, all right? He's not going to participate in OTAs. He's not going to participate in mandatory minicamp this coming month in June. The Broncos say he'll be ready for the start of training camp in July. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to say it's like dramatic as like Randy Gregory vibes, who missed more games than he ever played, and then George Payton paid him a bunch of money. Terrible signing.
You're already nervous like that, though?
No, I led by saying it's not that same vibe, but it's like the second cousin of it.
It's getting there.
Because, like, the guy's hurt and is going to miss the offseason before he's ever played a game. This is someone who's also aging, and his injury history is super real.
Yeah, it is concerning.
And
it really is.
We're, like, forecasting this great defense, and he's, like, a big part of the reason why.
Well, that's why we keep saying
It's
on
like,
paper.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why we keep shoehorning that in. Like, hey, this can be the best defense in the NFL on paper. People have to stay healthy. Alex Singleton has to look like he did before he got hurt. Dre Greenlaw, we have to see if he can stay available long enough.
Right.
Not just for 4, 5, 6 games, but for the whole entire season. Hopefully he can. And this is where it's like, all right, Sean, you opened your mouth. You said that you guys have this great, like, theory of how to keep these players healthy. And honestly, for the past 2 years, the Denver Broncos have been really healthy.
It's been remarkable.
Really, really healthy. But can you do it for a third straight year, which is hard to do when you brought in a couple of veteran players that can bring a lot of energy and a lot of big plays if they're on the football field? So
the two starting inside linebackers for the Broncos are both not healthy, and it's almost June. All right, so I just don't like how I feel. I don't like how I feel. With Singleton returning to his former self into his 30s, and then Dre Greenlaw hurt before this thing ever even starts and is going to miss the offseason. And when you miss that, you're not building strength, you're rehabbing.
Well, no, and the biggest thing that the Denver Broncos defense needs to do better this year is stopping the run.
Right.
Your inside linebackers have to be healthy to stop the run, be physical. And if they're not there and we're dealing with our second and third string inside linebackers,
right,
it could be a long, long year for us again. So I'm with you. Come on, y'all.
Yeah. I have an that's how I'll say it. I have an unsettled feeling about Dre Greenlaw specifically. We'll continue to monitor that situation. Maybe get an update this week from Sean Payton at some point on his status here. And then for me, I think the next most intriguing storyline, and you could flip-flop a couple of these if you wanted to. It's just one person's opinion. But who is going to be behind Courtland Sutton? What does it look like? And I think that you could forecast a handful of combinations. And that's why I think that, like, right now, this is among the biggest mystery on the team for me, because you could argue it should be Mims. You could argue it should be Vele. You could argue it should be top 75 pick Pat Bryant, who gives Sean Payton
Michael Thomas
vibes. And then you have Troy Franklin, who they just refused to tap out on a year ago as a rookie, despite all the times that he let them down.
Yeah.
Starting with this time of year, a year ago in 2024. So I find that room fascinating, Phil.
Who do you think it's going to be? Well, who do you want it to be? Who do you want it to be, Mr. Bye?
I think the guy that it should be is Devon Vele.
One-a-day Vele.
Yep, and I just think that as a down-to-down route runner, he just is a little bit more consistent than Mims. Mims is different than maybe anyone else on the team, and there's going to be a role for him every single quarter probably offensively, but I just don't know on a down-to-down basis. I think that I trust Vele a little bit more. Mims is more dynamic. I'm not here to say, but I'm just here. The consistency of Vele, I think he's got a better reliability rating.
But also Mims is going to be placed everywhere as a running back, like a utility weapon. So for Mims, it's not going to just be coming out, like being that receiver, running routes, running dig routes. It's going to be certain things that he's going to be really, really good at that they're going to put on display. So it's going to be hard for Mims to be that number 2 receiver.
Who do you think it's going to be or should be?
It should be a receiver, but it's not going to be. It's going to be Evan Ingram, the tight end. Bo Nix is going to find a connection with Evan Ingram, a big body that's fast, that can run routes as well, Zach. And he's going to be the number 2 target. Should it be Vele? Yes. Could it be Marvin Mims? Yes. But who it's going to be, in my humble opinion, Evan Ingram. It's just an easy target. Think about it. 5-6 yards, sit there and dump down. Let Evan Ingram break a couple tackles, use his speed, and make plays. Zach, I will never forget just sitting there when we were playing the Kansas City Chiefs. And I was like, I'm just going to watch Travis Kelce because for some odd reason, this man continues to stay open. Every time you look around, he's open. He's breaking tackles. He must be able to run great routes. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this man, and literally he would run up maybe 7-10 yards and he would just sit there.
Yep.
Get in the pocket of a zone if you're playing zone on him. And if you're playing man, he just makes up his own routes. And he was just getting open, and he was just finding ways to get open. And that's something that for Evan Ingram, if he can build a connection with Bo, and they can get on the same page like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, that can be a dynamic, dangerous duo right there that you want. And then it's going to open the doors for Vele. It's going to open the doors for Cortland Sutton to have more explosive plays. So I think that Evan Ingram is going to be the number 2 target on this team, and I'm okay with it, especially in the red zone. We can get the easy touchdowns, dump it down for 5 yards, let Evan Ingram break some tackles, stretch the football field, make it easier on the run game as well.
Well, I could get there with you that Evan Ingram might be the second leading receiver on the team. When they go into a 2 wide receiver set, who's opposite of Sutton?
I want to say Marvin Mims, but it's going to be Vele.
You think so?
The bigger body to start with, and maybe Pat Bryant if he decides to take the lead in camp and finds a way to get on the football field early. It could be someone like Pat Bryant, but Mims is going to be put in that slot situation in that baby Joker role, I like to call it.
I like that, baby Joker.
Yeah, baby Joker role. So I'm going to go with Vele.
Okay.
Who you got? You think it's Vele?
Yeah, Vele. Yeah. I think it will be. And I just here's what I hope for this conversation specifically. I just hope that Sean Payton just obeys his eyes. Be receptive to the information that they present you as players.
Who are you thinking of then?
And well,
I'm
I'm thinking of Troy Franklin, and not being receptive to what he was showing you. I mean, Troy Franklin showed you over and over and over again that he was not ready to play as much as he played, and it hurt the Broncos in several different games. It was the worst training camp we had ever seen with any player with expectation. He would have been cut had he not had that 4th-round status that they moved up 19 spots for. Similarly, now not under Sean Payton, but they were not receptive. The Denver Broncos were not receptive to the rookie year Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon dynamic. They just weren't. They ignored what their eyes were seeing, and they. It's
a little easier though with running backs because both of you guys can be on the field at the same time or get more opportunities because it's the running back position though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, back to that season, one running back was way better than the other, and they literally divided up the reps like you would divide up cookies to 2 young children. It's like this is professional football. It doesn't have to be like that. You and Melvin Gordon, putting you guys both on the field to start a game for one play only. It was the first play.
Like that one,
no, because it placates to personality. It placates to politics, and this is pro football. Like, be receptive. So if it's Pat Bryant, who's the best? If it's Mims, who's the best? If it's Vele, like, and if Troy Franklin is showing us, I just don't like when agendas override what your eyes are telling you.
How much money would you put on Troy Franklin to have a good year this year? I feel like he's going to have a really good one.
He could.
I just think, one, he has the speed. He was able to get the separation. All right, he has the confidence. He's been with Bo before. This is not like his first rodeo with Bo. I think he just needs to be more comfortable.
All right, so those are some of the – I think those are half of the storylines.